So I thought I would take a break from burning my Christmas cookies and answer some questions I got about cheese boards. And to me, that is kind of like antipasto, and my family's been doing this forever. You guys all have your cute little cheese boards and charcuterie or whatever, but I'm used to mountains and mountains of prosciutto and mozzarella. That's the real deal. But I'm gonna scale it down and talk to you all about, because I'm from the South all of a sudden now, about cheese boards just a little bit. And then I'm gonna take an extra step with you and tell you what to do when you have all of this stuff left over. Because if you didn't invite me over, nobody eats like me. That means nobody's eating your stuff and you got way too much left over after your cocktail party. So, first thing I'm gonna say about cheese boards is, just like when planning any party, it's great to have a theme in mind. You might have never thought of that. And the reason why I say it's great to have a theme in mind is because then you can put things on your board that make sense together, that make sense when people eat them all together, put them on their plate all together, or maybe stack them on the bread or the cracker all together. And I'll show you two examples of that. The first example, obviously, is we're going Italian style. And a lot of these things I did get from my friends at Deleasa Imports. You saw them last week, and congratulations to my winner of the Antipasti Adventures basket. And so the things I've picked out for this board is obviously prosciutto, because we have to. And no, you don't need a chainsaw to cut prosciutto or cheese, just these cute little knives. Don't mind the chainsaws in the background. I hope they don't wake up Sienna. So I love to take the prosciutto, and there's no special way. I like to stack it really loosely so it makes like this pillowy, I mean, who wouldn't want to sleep on a pillow of prosciutto? I would. So I don't roll it up tightly or anything like that. I just kind of place them like ribbons down on the board. The next thing I have is like a sweet supersad. So that takes care of your meat. And I like to have two different kinds of meat on the Italian board. And then I like to use a nice little focaccia bread. It's something a little bit extra. It's different than a cracker. Has some of that tomato, that pizza-like texture on the top. And then of course we have a safe cheese, which is a Parmesan cheese. And I like to cut a little bit and eat it before anybody else. No, I just like to cut it for people. You know, cut the cheese. Just kind of start it off so people feel welcome to get to the board. And I leave that there for them. Then the second thing I do is I like to have a cheese board that has some spreading options on it. So here I took the crackers. These are kind of like mini bruschetta, bruschetta. Everybody says it different. And I like to have a comfort cheese, whether it's like a brie, which for the moment I'm gonna get off brie because everybody knows about brie. I love it, not hating on brie, but a more familiar cheese like a brie or a Gruyere or a cheddar cheese. And then I like to have a cheese that is a little bit more adventurous. Here I have some blue cheese. Or maybe you just want to pick a random cheese from the cheese counter. Just ask your cheesemonger what's good and he'll tell you. And so give him a chance to be a little adventurous, try something new at your party. Then what I think pairs really well with blue cheese is a fig spread. So I'm gonna add that to the board. And then I have this really awesome mushroom, truffled mushroom, that's gonna go really well with the Gruyere. So people can kind of layer bruschetta, toast, and then some mushroom, and then the cheese. And then sometimes you might want to add a little bit of fruit to the board. That makes sense. I use some fig spread, so I'm going to use some figs on this board. People can eat them. I like edible garnish on charcuterie boards. And then any of my more messy ingredients, I like to put them in little bowls. So I like to use some roasted red peppers, just because then the juices of the red peppers and such, see how they kind of, it gets messy and it would mix in with the cheese and maybe make your crackers a little bit soggy. And then I like to use sun-dried tomatoes as well. They're oily, they're spicy, or they're sweet, depending upon which ones you buy. And they go great with cheese. So you can see here, I was thoughtful. All of these boards go together. The things on the boards work together. You try to use different textures, different colors. You have some crackers, some fresh fruit, some spreads, and it just looks really pretty, different tastes, and it adds a little bit of fun to your party as well. So I hope this helped you on how to build a cheese board. Remember, pick a theme, then it'll help you pick things that work together, that taste good together. And then when you have a ton of it left over, you can make a bunch of bomb grilled cheeses, and I'm gonna show you that in a little bit.